Good evening, everyone. You are an enthusiastic crowd tonight, I can see. You sound like Little Debbie right after a hostess went bankrupt. Welcome to Studio 4109. My name is Dr. Beats, but you can call me Gordon. Actually, I'm kidding. Never call me Gordon. This is the second time I've been asked to be the host, and I'm really honored to be here. Now, they've asked me to do something special during my monologue, which I forgot to do before I came out. Well, that's not going to work. Well, now it really won't work. I'll tell you what I was going to do. I was going to have a balloon that you thought was full of helium. I was going to breathe it in, and then I was going to talk in a low voice, and you were going to laugh. Okay. Thank you very much. Anyway, I appreciate working with the talented students that we here have on studio and on the other functions on campus. I'm really pleased, actually, that they renamed Southern after me, Gordon Adventist University. I think that has a nice ring to it, don't you think? I mean, they printed it in the paper and everything. I think it's great.
Hey, Dr. Beats. Excuse me, Dr. Beats.
Yeah.
I'm
in the middle of a monologue here, you know.
Right. Yeah. Hey, look, that's not supposed to be in your monologue.
It's not? Why not?
No, that was that was kind of a joke.
What do you mean? What do you mean a joke?
Well, the whole renaming Southern, that wasn't real.
But it was in the paper, in the accent. Everything in the accent is real.
Yeah, that was an April Fool's edition.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing. Please don't tell my wife.
Okay. Thanks. Well, why did you think that they actually renamed the university after you?
Beats me.
I'm gonna go.
You know, that's too bad. They didn't rename it, because I was going to announce today that as a presidential edict that there would no longer be any curfew for students who live in the community. Being president of such a fine institution is really a great joy for me. I have done this actually for 16 years now, and people are beginning to ask me when I'm going to retire. I think there are some who actually think I'm old. Isn't 80 the new 60? I think so. I mean, old is the state of mind, I believe. Though there are times when I'm working out in the Halsey when I realize that it's also a state of the body. But it's true that when you get older, you know, you do tend to forget things. And actually, sometimes that can be a good thing. They say the good thing about Alzheimer's is you keep making new friends. But I want you to know I don't have Alzheimer's. They say a good thing about Alzheimer's is that you always are making new friends. It's a good thing I don't have Alzheimer's. They say a good thing about... No, I won't go there. Speaking of forgetting, I believe it was Phil Garver and Dr. Van Ornum that were talking, and Dawn said, "We went to a great restaurant last night. Phil, you would have really enjoyed it." Well, Phil said, "You know, what's the name of the restaurant?" And Dawn said, "Well, you know, I can't exactly remember the name, but it's fantastic. You'd have just loved this restaurant." "Well, what's the name of it?" And then he said, "Well, I don't remember, but what's the name of that flower that you give someone you love on their birthday?" And he said, "Well, a rose." "Yes, that's it," Phil said. And so he turned to his wife and he said, "Rose, what was the name of that restaurant we went to the other night?" Oh, okay. To stay young, I signed up for an exercise class in the Halsey. I mean, I jumped and twisted and pulled and gyrated and bent over, and by the time I got my exercise shorts on, the hour was up. Even though I've been exercising, I actually took my first step towards becoming a bionic man over Christmas break. I had this knee replaced. I figure if I replace one part at a time, eventually I'll be a new man. Basically, they'll give me a few more replacements, and they'll be swapping my life-size cutouts for the Iron Man, which I'm looking forward to that. But before I began getting body replacements, I was, believe it or not, as young as you are, college students. I went to La Sierra University. When I was a senior, I didn't have a steady girlfriend. Now, that was bad for a theology major, because they didn't hire theology majors that didn't have steady girlfriends. I tried to make sure that all the freshman girls knew me. I was feeling at the time that I was going to be in trouble. I wasn't going to get hired. I was a member of a group of theology students. There were 5 of us who were seniors, no girlfriends. They called us the Frantic Five. That's actually a true story. To give an analogy, a single theology seniors were kind of like Southern's Wi-Fi. You take what you can get. Don't tell my wife that either, okay, please. I actually did meet my wife during my senior year. She was a freshman. And when I asked my wife to marry me, I didn't say, you know, will you marry me? I didn't kneel down on one knee and say, will you marry me? I just said, would you be willing to be the mother of my children? Back then, that meant the same thing. Apparently not so today. If anyone uses that as a pickup line for a Vespers date, you're in big trouble. Some people think I'm out of touch with what's cool and trending. Listen, I know what's cool, and I know what's trending. I went into KR's the other day, and I ordered a Harlem Shake. I know what's cool. You know, most of the time I deal with some pretty serious stuff, but I do like to take a break now and then and tell some jokes, and that's why I enjoy this program. A joke like the man who died and went to heaven. St. Peter was showing him around, and they went by a certain compound, and St. Peter said, be really quiet here. So we were really quiet as we tiptoed past this compound. And after we got past, I said to St. Peter, why do we have to be so quiet here? Well, those in that compound are Adventists, and they think they're the only ones here. Ooh. Then there was the one where the teacher asked Johnny what his father did. And Johnny said, well, my father's dead. What did he do before he died? He clutched at his chest. Oh, that was a bad joke. That was a bad joke. Being president is a challenging job. It's like being the director of a cemetery. Everybody's under you, but nobody's listening. Actually, I do have people that get things done. There is the Schultz.
Wait, what'd you say?
The Schultz.
Say it again.
The Schultz.
The Schultz, you said it. You see Carrie out there?
She's out there.
Where is she?
There's food.
Come on stage, Carrie.
She's got...
Carrie. Can she come up stage?
No.
Carrie, I love you. I love you, Carrie.
She works as hard as anyone does on campus, and the fact is, that's how things get done. I don't do things, but people like the Schultz.
There you go. You said it again. Is she out there? Stop playing with me.
She's out there.
Can she come up on stage?
No.
Why?
Because she's fixing food for you.
Well, tell her to stop it.
2 more weeks until this school year is over. Some of you will be graduating. Some of you won't. What do you do when you go out into the real world? Well, you'll get a paycheck instead of a grade, if you're lucky. Your schedule won't vary semester by semester, and cooking will mean something other than ramen noodles. But when you graduate, you won't have to get permission to leave for movie premieres, you won't have to attend mandatory functions, and you won't have to be in by a certain time, unless you're married. I hope that the rest of you will all decide to come back next year because we just love having you here. And besides, you pay my salary. We've got a great show tonight. Reformisté is here. We also have some giveaways, so be sure to enter by simply liking Studio 4109 live on Facebook on your smartphone. That enters you into the contest, and we'll give away some prizes. And we'll give away some cool stuff. And from NBC's The Sing-Off, Pentatonix beatboxer Kevin Olusola. Olusola. I keep messing up that name. Olusola is here. You're going to love that. Stick around, grab a t-shirt, make sure to visit the table in the back if you're interested in being a part of Studio 4109 next year.